Hey everyone, it's day 21 and Jason and I are standing on a vacant lot. So let's first show you guys the vacant lot and then this is what we're doing. So this is the vacant lot, okay? So how do we find this? Driving around. First, we're in a gated community, which we'd always love to be in a gated community if we can choose. If we can choose to build something that we love that we would stay in, which who knows if we would, but let's choose to maybe be in a gated community. So a little bit of this video is about likes and dislikes. And I'll probably talk about this more because it's something that I really worked on in about 2014 or 15, which was, I cut a video last night saying it's important to know what it is that you don't want. But the deal is you don't need to keep talking about what you don't want every day. You just identify it, and then that moves you in the direction of what you do want. So for Jason and I to keep talking about what we don't want, which is just the drive, every single day, all we do is focus on the drive, right? So it's important for us to we identify what it is that we don't want, which is this 3 hours in the car every single day drive. Now, moving forward, you just identify it, you guys, and then you go, okay, well, what is it that I do want? Okay, so we'd love to be in a gated community. Okay, we'd like to have a decent sized lot. So this is 0.6 acres. We're from Minnesota. So this is like Pipsqueak in Minnesota, right, Jay? But here it's an okay lot, right? We'd love to have 1 acre, but it's in a gated community. And I don't know if you guys can hear that. Just listen for a minute. What is it? A cricket? It's like, it's quiet, okay? So there's nothing going on. It's so quiet. Okay, so there is a house over there, okay, which is gorgeous. You can see there is the bay. The bay does go out to the Gulf of Mexico, but there's look at, I'm already languaging it, our neighbors. I put our neighbors boat lift. If that's not manifestation of your language, right? What it is that you do want. And then, okay, so there's Wickster. Okay, and then there is our other neighbors, potential, right? Boat lift. And then this is their house, which is pretty nice. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit. So this is what we're doing, you guys. We found the county that we live in or want to live in. We found the plot map and we got access to this community and we started driving around. There's nothing for sale in this community, okay, when you look it up online, that we like, right? There's one house on the canal. We don't want to live on a canal. It's just a little bit too buggy. And I am adamant. Let me tell you another thing I like.
What's for sale?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. One thing I like, you guys, and actually some of my friends know this, I will only purchase or build a house that faces north-south, okay? So it's just how I function, right? There's something with the sun. I really like a lot of sun, and I want to face north-south, all right? So this lot is straight up. Jason, are you checking the compass? Yeah. We always bring a compass with us when we're looking. This faces straight up north-south. So I would love to be in a gated community. It has to be north-south. Canals where we live, you guys, are always east-west. The homes always end up being east and west. So for the most part, you guys, we will never look at a canal home, you guys, because it faces east-west. It's great. There's a gorgeous one over here that's a new build, and it's awesome. Jason and I just won't go look at it because it faces east-west, okay? Now, I don't love these neighbors super close to me, but it's really quiet. And there is something to be said. Jason just walked out here. He's like, Jason always talk about elevating your own consciousness or raising the consciousness of the planet or elevating the consciousness of Augie and how we think, speak, and act. So there is just something about this gated community, right? The average home price isn't average. You guys, like that house over there doesn't look very average to me. So Jason just said it would be awesome to be surrounded by humans that have an elevated consciousness, right? We know someone over here that's a business owner. We know someone over here that actually owns the community that we're in. And so there is something to be said when you are surrounding yourself in an energy and bringing your children into an energy, into a neighborhood. You guys might get this. You've got children and then you live in a neighborhood. Wouldn't you just love to live in a neighborhood like attracts like? If you could. Now, it's not always that situation, right? But if you could. So if I'm creating what I want to like or want to create, that's what I would create. Now, how do we find this? So this part goes away from intuitively what is it we want, gated, love to build, north and south, or find something that we didn't have to build that we loved, right, north and south. Now, there's just not a lot of homes or lots available on the market for what we're looking for. So now what are we doing now? Now we're like using our cognitive you know, like, okay, now we need to think about what we can do. So this is where like the thinking portion comes in. We found the county that we live in. We found the plot map. We were driving around. So literally, guys, we're driving around right now. I see this lot and we're like, I said to Jason, I'm like, we're too late. And he's like, we'll find ours. We're not too late. Well, you guys, I find on the plot map, this is owned by a builder. I'm like, Jason, do you know who owns this lot? It's the builder, and it's a builder that we actually really like. So I'm like, that's it. Tomorrow we're calling the builder and finding out, like, are you building this for somebody or are you building this as a spec? And if you're not, could you possibly build it for someone else, right? Us. So who knows if this is it, right, you guys? But it feels good. It's quiet. The beach. If you guys can see the beach down here, I don't know if you guys can see that really well. It's sand. Do you guys see that? Sandy beach. So we have a 4-year-old who, Jason's like, oh my gosh, we have a sandy beach. We have a 4-year-old who loves to dig in the sand, so that's a good fit. So right now it just feels good. Do you guys get it? It's north-south. It could be a new build. The neighbors look conscious. It's quiet. It feels good, okay? So this is just, you guys, the discovery for me for this video is, remember last night, it's important to know what it is that you don't want. Knowing what you don't want helps to move you in the direction that you do want. Now, when you find things that you might like that fit in the do want list, feel it out, right? Walk around, smell, listen, do a little discovery, bring up the plot map. Who owns this sucker, right? Things aren't always as they appear.